Hey everybody, thanks for listening to On the Podcast, a short episode format podcast to give you something to do while you do your business on the pod, killing time. Or maybe your dryer is not pushing out any hot air.
Ooh, I'm full of hot air.
Yeah, don't I know. Clothes aren't drying. So you call a repair person, they say, have you disconnected the vent to see if it's a vent issue? You go, no. So you go down to disconnect the vent, see if it's a vent issue, and those things are really hard to put back on.
No way. Like, you come and tell me if it's a vent issue. I don't know.
I mean, look, I agree, but I was like, maybe I'm going to save myself $100 here. I just wasted time. So while you're frustrated, trying to put that vent tube back on, turn on an episode of our podcast and learn something. I'm Liz.
And I'm Katie. Hey, Liz.
Hey, Katie.
What are we talking about today?
Katie, have you ever heard of the Dyatlov Pass incident?
No, and I don't even know where that is, so let's start with basics.
Okay, well, can you guess from the name?
A pass in California.
You know, not a bad guess, just because the United States is built off of immigrants, but no. So this is actually like one of my all-time strange incident stories. I think I've heard different podcasts and read different things on it multiple times, and every single time I'm like, oh my gosh.
So not in California.
Not in California. So this actually happened in Russia at the time. It was the USSR, the Soviet Union.
Very off.
Well, yeah, you were. Okay, so in 1959, this group was formed by Igor Dyatlov. Foreshadowing. And it was speculated to be connected to the Komsomol organization, which was like a Soviet youth organization.
Mm-hmm. Good kids, bad kids? Are they just normal kids?
Communists. They're just communists.
Communist kids.
Communist kids. Communist young people, not children.
Cool.
Igor was a student at the Ural Polytech Institute, and the group was formed of 8 men and 2 women who were also students, students and friends. They were grade 2 hikers and skiers, and after they completed this expedition, they would then receive a grade 3, which is the highest level upon return. Okay,
so this is like their final test before becoming ultimate champions.
The best. Yep. So the route was to reach the northern region of the Sverdlovsk Oblast. I can read Oblast. So they initially took a train to Ivdel, which is the center point of the Sverdlovsk Oblast, on January 25th, 1959. And on January 27th, they start hiking towards Gora Odorten. I don't know why I chose a Russian thing, but bear with me.
Names.
Bear with me. Now, on January 28th, let me tell you who all joined on this expedition. So we had Igor Dyatlov, as we talked about already. He was age 23.
Great.
Yuri Doroshenko, who was 21. Ludmila Dubinina, who was 20. Georgy, a.k.a. Yuri. Krisvonishenko, who was 23. Alexander Kolevatov, who was 24. Zenaida Kolmogorova, who was 22. Rustan Slobodin, who was 23. Nikolai Thibault-Brignoles, who was 23. I feel like I'm doing a really good job with this. And Semyon, a.k.a. Alexander Zolotaryov, who was 38. That's weird.
Oh, he's an old one.
What's that guy doing? And then Yuri Yudin, who was 21. So a couple days after they started their expedition, Yuri Yudin, the last one who I mentioned, he had some like He had some like health issues, and so he actually turned back due to some joint and knee pain.
By himself?
By himself, yeah.
That feels dangerous, but I think
They weren't
that's
that
not
far
the
into
most
the
dangerous
expedition.
part of this story.
Yeah, no. So on January 31st, they arrived at the edge of the highland area, and they set up camp before they would climb. And so that next day, they were heading to the pass, and a huge storm came in, or at least it's speculated that a huge storm came in, and they ended up heading the wrong way, which was west, because it got to a point where, it's assumed that they couldn't see where they were going. They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And so by the time that they realized they were heading the wrong direction, they just decided they were going to set up camp. And for whatever reason, they chose to set up camp on the slope of the mountain instead of walking 1.5 kilometers into the forest nearby. And people think that the reason they did that was because it was going to be like out of their way.
Well, and could they see the forest nearby? Maybe, potentially not.
Maybe.
We don't really know.
Some also thought that maybe it was like Igor Dyatlov just being like, let's give a test of what it's like to set up camp on a slope of a mountain.
In a huge storm. Cool.
Well, yeah. So he had said to people before he left that he would send a telegram no later than February 12th. However, when Yuri had turned around, he told Yuri that it was probably going to be a little bit later. Mm-hmm. So when the 12th came and went, nobody was like really worried.
Panicked, yeah.
But by February 20th, the relatives demanded a rescue operation. And so there were teachers and students and other volunteers who first started looking. And then finally, like, the military got involved. Mm-hmm. So come February 26th, they ended up finding a badly damaged tent that was torn in half and covered in snow. It was empty, and the belongings and shoes were left behind, and it was cut from the inside.
Ew.
I know. This story, I swear, this story gets me every time.
Oh, no.
What they found after that was 9 sets of barefoot or socked footprints that were left leading towards the woods.
Oh, what the hell?
I know.
Oh, yeah.
So on the forest edge, they found evidence of a fire by a pine tree, and by that fire, they found the bodies of Chris Vonachenko and Doroshenko. They were both in their socks and underwear, and there were 5 meters up, there were broken branches from the tree, the pine tree above it, and so they thought that one of them had climbed up the tree for some reason and fallen down.
Why were they in their underwear?
So between there and the camp, they actually found Dyatlov, Kolmogorova, and Doroshenko, and they were heading the other way. They were also shoeless and in their underwear, and it looked like they were basically like returning to camp.
Why were they all in their underwear?
Why were they in their underwear?
I can't get over this.
Why
in a
were
huge
they?
snowstorm?
Yeah.
In their underwear.
Yeah.
God, what would compel you to take all of your clothes off? Insanity? Like, was it okay? Keep going.
Yeah. So we've now found 5 of the remaining 9 bodies, right? The remaining 4 were found on actually May 4th, so quite some time after, several months after. And they were in 3 feet of snow in a ravine in the woods, and they were better dressed, and it's been speculated that they were possibly wearing the clothes of the previous dead people.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was like one of them had on one of the other people's jackets, and
so the potentially 5 died first, and then they took their clothes to try and... But wouldn't you, do something with their bodies instead of, leaving them naked that?
We don't know what's going on.
Cover them in the tent? I don't know.
So...
Pile them together?
Yeah. So the medical examiner actually found no injuries on those first 5 bodies and claimed that they died of hypothermia. But when they examined the May bodies, it told a different story. So there was skull damage and major chest fractures. They were basically lying in a river, and Dubina was missing her tongue, her eyes, and part of her lips.
Post-mortem, did they say?
And Zolotaryov was missing his eyes, and then Kolovatov was missing his eyebrows. And they did say that.
Eyebrows?
They did say that it was post-mortem, so they think that, like, something ate their eyes and tongue and whatnot. But they also did have this skull damage that was not post-mortem, and this rib damage that wasn't post-mortem either.
Interesting. Okay, found in, you said a riverbed?
A ravine, yeah, that ended up, like, being a river.
Maybe they got swept by the river and, like, got, like, drowned? I mean, I don't... Then the river magically disappeared. Oh, this is super weird.
I know. So there was speculation that the local Mansi people killed them. And that eventually in 1959, it was ruled that they were killed by a compelling natural force, and then that was sealed. But then obviously it's so bizarre that all of this has been reopened, re-examined, and I can't really even get into all of it because it's changed so much. But in 2019, somebody said that it was probably an avalanche or a slab avalanche or a hurricane, which I'm like, I don't know.
A hurricane? There would be evidence that it was a hurricane. People would have known. Well, a hurricane doesn't just pop up in one area out of nowhere. Storm, yes.
Katie, hurricane, I have no idea.
No.
So, but basically what I can tell you is that, so over the years, they've been, like, re-examined the bodies. They've re-examined the circumstances. They've looked all over the place. And all these experts have said there's no way there was an avalanche because, like, over these next, 60 years, there's never been an avalanche in this area. And there's been multiple hikers through there. Like, there's no other evidence of avalanche, like, outside of their, like, weird crushed bodies. But there was no other natural evidence of an avalanche. So it's very, very strange. People have said it's a Yeti. It's all this strange stuff. But basically, like... what has been essentially, like, widely accepted is that at some point, something was happening with the storm, with the tent. They couldn't get out. Like, the exit of their tent was blocked, so they ended up cutting it out.
Yeah.
Those five of them left. Obviously, one tried setting up a fire. They think maybe a group of them went out to find, like, a better situation. And then, some of them died.
Yeah.
Probably the others went out, saw the dead body, tried turning back around and died, and then the final four took what they could, and then we still don't know what happened
to those others.
Yeah. And what I find very interesting, though, is that there was also another group of hikers in the area at the same time who actually stated that they saw some strange orange spheres in the sky. Yeah. And, like, there's been, like they found some, like, evidence of, like, radiation on their clothes and stuff, so it's very it's very mysterious. It's very mysterious. It's one of my favorite little mysteries because it's still, like, nobody knows. Nobody can figure it out.
That's the craziest thing in 2023, that there is still, like, mysteries like this. I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
Really weird. And I don't think, like, in situations like this, we're never gonna know what happened to them.
We're never gonna know, and it's just so strange, like, what happened, and then like this blunt force trauma that happened to these 4 people's bodies, and why not the other 5, and what really did go down. And I will mention that Yuri, who turned around and did not make it, ended up dying in April of 2013 at the age of 75.
And up until that point, he, like, totally nothing fine. Weird, happened. All right. Russian mystery, never to be solved. Super weird. Aliens? This doesn't feel like an alien story to me. This feels like Russian. Something. Yeah. Feels very Russian. I want to say, like, supernatural, and I know that is alien, but to me this
supernatural
feels...
I guess. A lot,
yeah. I don't know. All right. Very interesting.
I know. Okay. I think the moral of the story is they say don't go into the woods, but I've heard too many stories of this. Go into the woods. It's a better shelter. It'll protect you a little bit better from storms.
Oh, in a storm, go into the woods. You hear don't go into the woods in a storm?
No, that's like a...
Is that a thing?
It's like a Broadway play.
Oh.
It's like a movie. Meryl Streep's in it.
Must have missed that. Sorry, Meryl. Okay. Thanks, Liz. Very interesting.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So what's that inside my body?
Blunt force trauma.
Yuck. For no explainable reason.
Duh.
Okay, see you next time.
Bye.